Our lesson today is about the importance of theology. Now, theology is the study of God. It includes topics such as who Jesus is, who we are as children of God, and our relationship with God and with one another, about heaven, and other similar topics. Now, some people don't think that theology is important. I've heard people say things like, theology isn't important, you just need to love Jesus. I agree that we need to love Jesus. But who is Jesus? That's a theological question. We can't truly love Jesus until we know the truth about Him. You might have a poster on your wall of a favorite singer or an athlete. You love them, but you don't know them personally. The person you love is the poster person, not the real person. The real person may be very different from the poster person. If you want to love the real person, then you have to know the truth about them. It's the same with Jesus. People say, just love Jesus, but we need to know the truth about Jesus if we want our love to be real. Other people say theology is just dry and lifeless doctrine. It has no impact on our lives. I admit that some people have a dry and lifeless theology, and there's no application or power. That's bad theology. Good theology has practical application and a genuine impact on our lives. Theology is like a map. Maps tell us important things about places. I remember one time when we were on a hike. My friend said, let's cut across the ridge and go down into the valley. I looked at my map and saw all kinds of obstacles. I told my friend, I don't think we can get there that way. My friend thought the map was irrelevant, and he persuaded everyone to take the shortcut. It was one of the hardest and most dangerous hikes I've ever endured. We had to climb and cross gorges and climb down cliffs and navigate dangerous terrain. We finally made it, but we were worn out, and some of us were bruised and bleeding. My friend didn't think a paper map had anything important to say about a real-world hike, but he was wrong. We learned to respect the map. Now, looking at a map isn't exciting. We'd rather stand on a mountaintop and look at the view. But the map helps us to get to the mountaintop and helps us avoid dangers along the way. It's the same way with theology. Theology tells us important things about God and about life. If you ignore those things, you'll soon find yourself in trouble. Unfortunately, there are lots of Christians who are turning away from sound theology and are turning to popular ideas that feel good. They don't base these ideas on the Bible, but on personal experience or what some celebrity has said. It's sad to see how easily people are influenced and how often they run around grabbing onto flimsy ideas. And when they find themselves in a tough place, their flimsy ideas just don't work. Let me give you an example. The Bible tells us that Jesus is the Son of God. He is fully divine. The Bible also says that He is the Son of Mary, and He is fully human. Jesus is unique, fully God and fully human. Some people can't accept this, so they ignore the Bible and say He wasn't God, or He was just a very gifted man, or that He wasn't a man at all. He was an angel that appeared to be a man. But the Bible is clear that Jesus was both fully God and fully man. You might say, why is that important? And the answer is this. If Jesus isn't God, then He doesn't have the power to save us. And if He isn't man, then His death on the cross wasn't real, and He doesn't represent us. Only God can save us, and only a man can represent us. And so, when we're experiencing doubt or difficult times, we can know that our salvation is secure. We know that we can go to Jesus and get what we need. That's how our knowledge of Jesus helps us to love Him even more. That's what good theology does. That's why it's important. Why don't you try it? Open the link to this article by C.S. Lewis on the nature of Jesus. Think about it, and then send us your thoughts about how this impacts your life. I hope you can see that theology is important. We have several theological statements in our church, and we call them fundamental truths. They summarize what we know about Jesus, the Holy Spirit, the Bible, salvation, heaven, and other important topics. In future lessons, we're going to introduce you to these truths. But remember, These are not dry and irrelevant doctrines. You always have to ask the question, why is this important? How does this apply to my life? Theology has to be practical. That's good theology.